Yes, I have. You were pleased to hear it's a fresh one. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks even covering of grass. Yeah, looks like a reasonably good batting deck, as it usually is with a fresh wicket at Bristol. Yeah, of course. So obviously it became apparent to us that it was going to end in a draw. So we asked to shake hands with the Indian team. We couldn't actually find Matali. So I think eventually a message got back on to us that they wanted to carry on, which was fine. And then the umpires took us off for bad light. And then the Indians came over and shook our hands. So, yeah, well, obviously, I hope she's not due for a big one, to be honest. Hopefully we can keep her quiet. I thought she actually played really well in the Test match. I think she went under the radar a little bit because of the way Shafali played. But yeah, I thought she played well. I know Smriti quite well, and I knew she probably would have struggled a little bit with trying to rein in her attacking instincts a little bit and play more of a test innings, which I think she did. And yeah, I know what a quality player she is. I've played a lot with her and against her, and she can be very destructive. But obviously our job as a team is to try and get her out and try and keep her quiet, and that's hopefully what we'll be able to do. Yeah, I'll be surprised if she doesn't play, to be honest. She's got a very good record. She poses a slightly different threat. She's quite different to any other bowlers that we face, really, obviously, with her height and the pace through the air isn't really quick, but she's obviously a very skillful bowler, can spin it both ways. And she can be particularly hard on a slower wicket. So yeah, we'll look to play her like we have done previously. I think we've played her very well. I think a great example of that was the T20 semi-final in the West Indies, where Amy Jones and Nat Siva, I thought, played her outstandingly. And obviously ODI cricket is a little bit different. You don't have to go after certain bowlers as much, potentially. So yeah, we'll look to be positive against her and try and play in a similar fashion that has been successful in the past, which is generally playing off the back foot and hitting her hard out into the outfield. I think the South Africans actually played her very well in that recent series as well. So we'll be looking at how they did that and trying to replicate that and be successful against her. Yeah, of course, a lot of thought goes into selecting the bowling attack and trying to work out what our best combination is. Tash obviously came back into the 11 in New Zealand and did reasonably well. That was when Anya was away, and we wanted a different option to bring the ball back in. And yeah, Tash is definitely an option, as are a number of players. We've got a great variety in our bowling attack now. It really feels like the seamers have grown as a group. They've grown in their skill level and the depth that we've got now, especially with the likes of Emily Arlott, who's come in and really impressed and is pushing the girls that are in the team to try and take their places. So I think Tim McDonald can take a huge amount of credit for that. The work he's done with the seamers has been outstanding. And yeah, obviously we've got different options now. Tash gives us that left arm option and the in-swing option. So yeah, we'll have to assess what we think is going to be the best bowlers for us to take 10 wickets. And I think that's something we've done very well. We've made a bit of a shift as a bowling group, I think, in terms of having a wicket-taking mentality. And I thought that played out brilliantly in New Zealand. We bowled New Zealand out twice, which is obviously the goal every time we take the field. So yeah, that'll be a similar mentality that we want to have over this ODI series. Yeah, we obviously left Danny out and have decided to go in a slightly different direction. It doesn't mean Danny's completely out of our plans. She's a quality cricketer that I think she'll admit herself hasn't quite cracked ODI cricket yet. She has had a bit of a lean year, and she'll be the first one to admit that. And we want her to find a little bit of form playing cricket back in the domestic competition. And obviously we want to give Lauren an opportunity at the top of the order. We felt like it was the right time now to make the change and give Lauren an opportunity to see what she can do at the top. Obviously with not a huge amount of time. I think it's 11 ODIs before the World Cup and Ashes. So yeah, it was a tough decision to leave Danny out. She's a very talented cricketer and a very popular member of our group. But yeah, it doesn't mean she's out of our plans completely. It's just a little bit of change of tack and gives Danny the opportunity to go and score some runs in domestic cricket.